The following may contain strong opinionated views. The views and opinions expressed on this show does not necessarily reflect the views or the opinions of any social media or broadcast platform.
Hi, welcome to Talk Back Live, a show that gets you involved in live conversation and sports with Brian Camp on Sports Update, bringing you the latest developments in today's world of sports. And now here's your host, Frank Allan.
Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and a pleasant night to each and every one of you out there in your different time zones around the world and across the country. Here we are once again on a Thursday, and we're here, and we're going to be here for a whole full hour because we're coming to you live from New York City. That's where we originate. And that doesn't mean that we stay in New York. We're all around the world. The name of the show is called Talk Back Live. This is a show where we get together every Thursday at this time, and we get together and have a little conversation and get everybody involved in the show. We're going to be here for a whole full hour. And of course, we invite each and every one of you to come in. We want to thank our guys and gals who've been out here with us for so many years and supporting the show. We thank you so much. We may have a new set of viewers with us. We don't know about that, but just in case you are, we want you to know what the show is all about. So let me explain it to you. I'm the host of the show, Frank Allan, and we're going to take you along, drag you along on how the show really goes. Now, as the host of the show, I get things started, as I'm doing now. Now, I may throw out a conversation to get things rolling, and of course, we can linger on that conversation for a while, but we don't have to linger on it for so long. You can get involved, and of course, you may have something to say as well. All you have to do is get on your computer, which could be a laptop or desktop or your tablet or even your phone with the keyboard on it, type in whatever you want to talk about. I will see you right there on the big screen. And of course, I will entertain all of your thoughts and ideas. That's what the show is basically all about, free exchange of ideas and of opinions. You guys have a lot of them. We want to hear about it because you're just as important as anyone else. Just as important as the people who've been with us for years. So if you're here for the very first time, you might want to get your friends and family involved in the show. Tell them all about it. Now, here's one way you can do it. If you're watching whatever platform you're watching, because we're on 3 different platforms. We're on YouTube, Instagram, and of course, Facebook too as well. And we're coming live. And all you have to do, ladies and gentlemen, whatever platform that you're on right now and you're watching us live, cut and paste that platform, which is, of course, the thing that you cut and paste is the, what else do they call it? They call it the link, right? And you cut and paste that link, send it to as many friends as you'd like, as many friends as possible. You can tag them. The people on Facebook know what I'm talking about. And they get that information from you. They'll know it's from you. And the only thing that they have to do is click onto that link, and it brings them right there where you are. And just because you're watching, let's say, for instance, you're watching us on YouTube, and you cut and paste, even though you cut and paste and they click onto it, the people will know too. The other people will know from Facebook and Instagram. They'll know that they're out there too. So we want to make sure that everybody is in the know about that. And of course, there's so many things to talk about today. We've got a whole lot of things in store for you today on the show. And of course, if you've already done that, the other thing that we want you to do, ladies and gentlemen, too, especially if you're watching us on YouTube, that's where our go-to platform is. That's what they call the flagship platform, right? You go there and subscribe. You see a little strip there that says subscribe, right? That's what we want you to do. We want you to subscribe to us. Now, the subscription is free. Whenever you hear that word subscription or subscribe, right away people think, oh boy, I have to go deep in my pockets and pull something out of there and pay it. You don't have to do that. That doesn't work here. The only thing that you have to do is drag your mouse over to where it says subscribe or subscription, click onto it, and that's it. That's all it takes. And that'll give you a chance to know that from here on in, from now on, when we come on live, whenever we come on live, you'll get an instant notification will pop up right there, just in case you might forget about the show. It'll give you a reminder. And all you have to do is click on that reminder, and it brings you right to the show. Simple as that. That's all it takes. And so, again, tell your family and friends, do that, get them out there and let them get involved in the show too. And once they come out, because if they like what they see and they like what they hear, of course, they'll come back again and again, just like you, and they'll be full-fledged members. We got a good show for you. We do our normal thing as well in terms of interacting with you. Of course, we like to interact with you and talk about all the things that you like to talk about too. But we have a few things that we do normally in our show. For instance, later on within this half hour of the hour, we've got Brian Camp coming out of Charlotte, North Carolina. That's where he originates, but we're going to link up with him, and he's going to come along and bring us the latest developments in today's world of sports. Of course, he's our sports guy, and that's coming along pretty soon. And those of you who are watching us on Instagram, let's say Facebook or YouTube, you'll get a chance to see him live. He'll be on screen. That's not the case for Instagram, though. Let me get that straight. For Instagram, you won't get a chance to see him, but you'll hear him. You'll hear everything he's saying, the sports delivery and everything. You'll see all of that. You'll hear all of that. And of course, you could still ask questions. If you have any sports related questions, please feel free, get them ready, because when he comes on, you're going to want to ask the questions. He'll have them ready for you. And if by some chance he doesn't have the answer at that particular point, he will get it at some point. Okay, so get ready for that. That's all coming along. Also, what we have too coming along in the show, not too far after that, we have This Day in History. Now, each week we have a laundry list of what happens on this day in history. Here we are. It's the 18th of September. And here we are. You know, the months go quick. The quicker they come in, the faster they go out. It's safe to say now we're halfway over with September. You know, it really goes fast. But it's the 18th of September, and on this day, something happened on this day in history. And we're going to find out what that is, because every day is a history-making day. Every day happens, and there's a historical day, historical event that takes place. And even today, something happened on this day in history. And by next year, we'll tell you what that's all about. But in the meantime, we have this day in history on this day, September 8th. That's coming up later on. And later on in the program, too, before the show is over, we have our movies that we like to give you. Now, of course, you know, the weekend is coming up. That's coming up pretty soon, shortly, just before you know it. And since the weekend is coming up, whatever you want to do on the weekends, of course, you get a chance to do it. If you're fortunate enough to have the whole weekend off, that's pretty good. Some people have the half weekend off, but within that weekend, if you have a little time, whatever time that you have, you might want to catch up on some movies in conjunction with what you normally might do. And if you want to catch up on some movies, that's a good thing. And that's where I come in. I'm going to help out with that. All right. Because what I have are classic movies directly from Turner Classic Movies, because I go into the vault each week and bring you the movies that I think that's worth watching. And I think that you would like classic movies that maybe even may jog your memory. And so that's coming up too. Turner Classic Movies. So if you're set for the weekend, and if you don't feel like you just want to chill out, you just want to take it easy this weekend, I think movies are the way to go. You want to catch up on some movies. And even though you are more resourceful than you have ever been as far as finding movies are concerned, of course, you know, you have all of those streaming apps now. Everyone has those now, and you could use that. But I just want to stick my 2 cents in and give you the classic movies. All right. So that's all coming up right here. Remember that all of the views and the opinions expressed on this show, Talk Back Live, does not necessarily reflect the view or the opinions of the people of Facebook, YouTube, Zoom, and any other social media outlet or any broadcast facility. So we thank you for being along. That's our little disclaimer, which we do each week. And of course, that lets you know that we are responsible for everything that's said here on the show. We sometimes have strong opinions, which we're allowed to do, but we're not out here to hurt anyone or to ridicule anyone. We're just very opinionated, and you can be too if you have something to say. So uh, get ready and let's get started. As I said, it's September, and of course, September brings us a lot of things that we like to talk about, and we uh, talk about celebrations and things like that. Now, and earlier this month, I said we were celebrating something in September, right? All right. I couldn't tell you what it was because it wasn't really in full effect yet. All right. But it's in full effect now. But I'll tell you about that first of all. I want to tell you about your influenza shots. They're all available. I want to make that clear. They're all available now, right? So if you go to your favorite pharmacist, wherever you go, it's available for you. And also, the vaccinations for COVID is available too. The updated version is all available now, and in most cases, it's free for at least time being anyway. So go there. Now, in my area, I took my flu shot last week, and so that means next week I'm going to go for the COVID shot because I don't want to take it all at one time. Although you can, they say it's safe that you can take both shots at the same time. However you want to do it, that would be up to you. But they're available now, and it's right at your pharmacist. So if you have to make an appointment to do it, by all means do it. Now, in my area, they kind of changed that a little bit. They had to. You only had to make an appointment. You had to make an appointment in order to do it. Now they give you the option, which is even better. The option now is either you walk in or you make the appointment, whichever is good for you. You can do one or the other. You can make the appointment or just walk right in. I went there last week to take my flu shot, and I just walked right in, and they took care of me right away. Now, I hope it would be nice if it was the same way in your area. And if it's not, then the only thing that you have left is making the appointment. That's just as good. It's okay. But make sure that you keep the appointment once you make it. It's very important because if you break the appointment, now you have to do it all over again. And that's one of the good things about walking in and getting it, you know, just like that, or making the option of actually making the appointment or just walking right in. But if it's in your case where you don't have that option, make sure when you take that appointment, when you make the appointment, please keep the appointment. Okay. So that's what's happening. And it's all set. Now, getting back to the celebration, I told you last week, we couldn't say anything about it because it wasn't in full effect, but it started on the 15th, which was a couple of days ago. And what we're celebrating, and here we go, we're celebrating history of Hispanic Heritage Month. It started on the 15th of September. Now, that's the only holiday that I know, or the only celebration that I know that starts in the middle of the month. So it's going to go on to October 15th. So we have all month long, half of this month and half of next month to tell you more about it. Now, of course, if you're a Hispanic American, and this is a good way to celebrate, I'm not Hispanic, but I celebrate anyway. All right. And I'm pretty sure there are a lot of things happening in the community where you are that you might want to talk about celebrating the month of Hispanic Heritage Month. If there are a lot of events going on, if you would like to pass it along to us, we'd be glad to hear about it, and we'd be glad to pass it along too if it's happening in your community, because everyone doesn't actually know everything that's going on in the community. So just pass it along to it. But that's what we're celebrating right now. Also, I want to keep in mind and let you know that it's Prostate Health Month too. So if you're a man, and I'm going to talk to all the guys right now. If you're a man, of course, you want to check that out. Starting at the age of 45 years old, that's where you want to start. 45 years old and up, you must go and see your urologist at I think it's like every year or whenever he or she wants to see you, and make sure that you keep in touch with what's going on. Keep your PSA levels down. There's ways to treat it, and they can tell you exactly what happens if it elevates, whatever. And they could, show you, steer you in the right direction on how to stay at a low level. All right. Watch your diet, watch your weight, and everything will be fine. Now, let me talk to the women. All right. Because this comes in the same month each year as the prostate awareness. All right. Gynecological Cancer Awareness Month. Now, you must go see your gynecologist. And again, it may be every year or whenever he or she says that they want to see you. You make sure that everything is right in that department because it's very important that you stay healthy in that way. A lot of women don't take it, and they should. I don't know of a woman that doesn't go. You have to go. There's no question about it. You have to go and make sure everything is in that department. You want to clear all of the possibilities of cancer. So check out your gynecologist whenever you can. National Blood Cancer Awareness Month too, and of course, people are watching about that. I talk about that all the time because there's a cancer called multiple myeloma, which is a blood and bone cancer. My mom passed away from that, so that's kind of near and dear to my heart. So that's what we're acknowledging as well. We're also acknowledging National Sickle Cell Awareness Month. Okay, if you fall under that umbrella, course, you want to make sure that everything is okay there. See your doctors for everything. Take shots that you're supposed to be taking and make sure that you stay healthy. Again, you watch your diet and everything will be fine. Here's something else that's very important too, National Suicide Prevention Month. Now, if you know someone, or maybe it's yourself, that think about or have the thought of suicide and you want to talk to someone, it's very simple. You have 3 digits, 3 numbers. All you have to do is dial them. You could dial 988. Now, you could either dial it or you could text it, and you can talk to someone who's professional. Also, there's a chat service line, which is 988 lifeline.org. That's 988 lifeline.org. Okay. Make sure that you tell your family and friends, or pass it along to everyone because it's very important. And you can't make this up too. Today, if today passed you by, it's not too late because it's never too late to have a nice cheeseburger because it's National Cheeseburger Day. So if you're in an area where the day is over, you could have your cheeseburger tomorrow. This is just something set aside for part of the month. That's all it is. What can I tell you? All right. You're tuned to Talk Back Live. My name is Frank Allan. We're going to be with you again for the balance of the hour. Robert Redford, the actor and director who sailed to Hollywood stardom with tunes and classics such as Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid and All the President's Men and Invigorated, an American independent cinema, as one of the founders of the Sundance Film Festival. He died Tuesday morning. He died at his home in Utah, at the place that he loved and surrounded by the people he loved. Redford was best known as a go-to leading man in the 1960s and the 1970s, and he won the Best Director Oscar for the family melodrama Ordinary People in 1980, the first of his 9 stints behind the camera. He was 89 years old. As I promised you, we're going to go to Charlotte, North Carolina, and we're going to visit Brian because Brian is our sports guy and he comes along with the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. Again, if you have any questions that's sports related, Brian will definitely take care of it for you. And he's here right now. Brian, right now, I can tell you the Yankees are winning right now 2-0. And they're at the bottom of the 4th inning. That's all I can tell you right now.
Still early.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Nothing. It's still early. So, we still got plenty of time for that, but there's a lot of sports that's going on, not only with Major League Baseball pennant races that's coming up, but we also have NFL football as well. So that's it as well. We want, you all to, check your local listings and know what your team might be in the pennant race. I don't know. I don't know who's your team, but you would just know by just checking it out. But good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you might be. Europe, who knows, in the Caribbean, could be in South America, it could be anywhere. It could be in an Asian country too as well. We greet you live from Charlotte, North Carolina, where presently, right now, it's 78 degrees, clear skies as well. So hope all is well. Everybody had a good day. We sit back on a Thursday night, Thursday morning, Thursday afternoon, wherever you may be, and just relax and watch us. But in sports, Well, we're going to start with football. The NFL, Washington Commanders' return to Washington is finally official as the District of Columbia Council voted in favor of the measure once more, an expected outcome given its vote more than a month ago. Now, the council voted 11-2 to approve the RFK Stadium project. Remember, the old Washington Redskins used to play at the old RFK Stadium back in almost 3 decades. This allowed the team to return to its original site. Like I said, it was home for them for more than 3 decades. So this is about to happen. It's not official yet, but we're going to wait. Now, the United Kingdom government, and this is in the NBA, and the NBA have teamed up to expand recreational basketball in England through an investment of £10. That's European money. But in US money, that is $13.7 million ahead of the possible launch of an NBA affiliate league in Europe. Now, the funds will go towards building courts, providing more opportunities for women, girls, people with disabilities, and ethnic minorities. Now, the government and the NBA has agreed to this. So this is about to happen too as well. So we're going to stay tuned to find out more details on this. Major League Baseball. Commissioner Rob Manfred confirmed that Major League Baseball is nearing a broadcast agreements with 3 media companies for the 2026 and through the 2028 season. Major League Baseball is close to deals with ESPN for a regular season package, with Comcast, NBC, Universal for the wild card series on Sunday night regular season games, and with Netflix as well too, with an all-star home run derby. Now, ESPN opted out of its deals for Sunday night games and home run derby for the 2026 and 2028 season. So, as we go on with life, things are different now. Technology is different. Netflix is taking over, is coming in with sports. Prime Video, which is run by Amazon, is coming into sports. You see all these here boxing matches and things like that. These here that used to be like pay-per-view, which is still pay-per-view, but you got to pay for it. But cable has come. It's here now. And all of this has been happening so fast in like the last 10 to 15 years. So be prepared to, I don't want to say get rid of your local cable company, but what are they going to offer? Not much, because this is a new day and age. This day in sports, September 18th, 1956, Mickey Mantle is the 8th player to hit 50 home runs in the season. 1962, Bob Astromonte set a third base record of 57 consecutive errorless games. 1963, final Major League Baseball game at the Polo Grounds, New York City. Only 1,752 fans see the Phillies play against the New York Mets. Remember, now the New York Mets came into existence in 1962, and what happened was they was trying to build their own stadium at Shea Stadium in Queens. So in the meantime, they used the old Polo Grounds where the old New York Giants played at, the New York Giants baseball team. And, after that, they became the San Francisco Giants. So that's why they were known as the New York Giants back then. So that was the final game for the Polo Grounds. 1992, Art Williams is the first Black National League umpire for the LA Dodgers versus the San Diego Padres. In 1976, Frank Robinson, player-manager, plays his last and final game as a player. 1984, Tim Raines is the first player with 4 consecutive 70 stolen base in those consecutive seasons. 4. Sorry, I think I'm being distracted by the NFL game, this flashing and everything, but we'll talk about that later. 1996, Roger Clemens ties his own major league record with 20 Ks. He set a record, then he tied it in 1996 with 12 Ks. Birthdays today, 1946. Happy birthday to Otis Sistrunk, NFL defensive tackle for the Oakland Raiders, was born in Columbus, Georgia. 1951, Darryl Stingley, NFL wide receiver of the New England Patriots, was born in Chicago, Illinois. Happy birthday, 1952, to Rick Pitino, NBA coach and also the NCAA college coach as well, too, was born in New York City, New York. 1955, Billy Sims, NFL running back and 1978 Heisman Trophy winner, and went on to play for the Detroit Lions, was born in St. Louis, Missouri. 1959, happy birthday to the late, not too late because he died early this year, Ryne Sandberg, Major League Baseball second baseman, Hall of Famer, 9-time Gold Glove, was born in Spokane, Washington. And happy birthday, 1968, to Tony Kukoc, NBA small forward for the Chicago Bulls, was born in Split, S-P-L-I-T, Split, Croatia. And ladies and gentlemen, that is sports on a beautiful night here in the Queen City of Charlotte, North Carolina.
Split, Croatia. Where is that? In the Caribbean?
No, that's in Europe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Doesn't it bother you when you get those names that you really are not sure of?
Oh, no, the town, but Croatia, I know. That's a country. It's a small country.
No, what I usually do, if everything's scripted here, but what I usually do is I have it phonetically done. And this way I won't have to stumble over it too much. Like if I get one of those European names, I'll put it into the you ever see that they have those translation apps that you could use.
Absolutely.
And you could type it in and it gives you the actual pronouncement of the name. And then as I get that, then I just put it phonetically. This way I have to stumble all over it. Sometimes I do stumble all over it.
Exactly. Yeah. No, but yeah, there's so many countries now today that I never even heard of that's out there, So
yeah. Like sometimes I have a problem pronouncing Mary Reed's name, so I have to write it phonetically.
Oh, Mary Reed. Yeah, it could have been R-E-I-D or R-E-D.
But you don't see her, right?
No, I don't. I'm still. I open up the chat, but I could, somebody chats and writes something. I could see that. Yes.
She wrote good evening. I don't understand. You were able to do it before.
It was. I know it's something. I guess I can't figure it out. It was better than the old way. It was on Facebook. I could see. I could listen. But it's totally different now.
Facebook doesn't want us anymore. I don't think they do. I'm just totally convinced that Facebook is no longer going to allow Zoom. You can go on live on Facebook, but I don't think they're going to do it through Zoom anymore. What you can do is if you do it on Zoom after the fact, then it'll come on there. It'll come on after the fact, but not live. That's the problem.
Yeah.
I just don't understand Meta. I don't understand. I don't understand. They don't. They give you one thing that's exciting, and the next thing you know, it's all gone.
Right now I can see participants. It says 2. That's me and you, and I'm on Zoom right now. I'm on Zoom now. My other screen is on YouTube, but.
Right. And you don't see the chat?
I don't see no chat. No, none at all.
Wow, you should be able to see that.
I'm telling you, I just don't have him. I don't know
You-
why. I got I can go to settings and all that other stuff, but no, don't have it.
I think if you went to the top where it says top chat, you see that? See
Nope,
where it
nope,
says top chat at the top? At
nope.
the top of it, it says, and it has the arrow and it's pointing down. I think maybe you should change that. I don't know how this. I don't know. I'm just able to see it. Anyway, Mary, Brian says hi.
Yes, about that, Mary, but it is what it is. Find out,
Yeah,
this new technology. It's all about settings, and there's something that I'm not doing right.
yeah.
So, but I do
Well, until
see something though. But it says hi, Mary, and everything that you say, but I don't
yeah,
see no.
you saw that. You could see that.
Well, on my screen, yeah, I do
Well,
see
I
it.
don't understand that. If you could see that, you should be able to see the other one. I said hi to Mary, and right now Mary said,
Oh yeah,
uh,
it could have been uh, a spell different, a differential. Allan is spelling it differently, and
uh,
yeah,
now,
I see it.
now
Yeah,
you see it.
yeah, he had it before. Yeah, okay, all right, okay.
Now you see. What happened? What changed?
When on my other screen it says top chat, so
Right. So you change that to top chat because you could change it. There's an arrow pointing up and an arrow pointing down. I thought maybe that was it. I don't know. I never really know. But now you can see it. So whatever you did now, whatever you did today,
yeah,
uh, you do that every show.
I guess so. Yes, I guess so.
Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, let's see. Yankees 3-0 now. Yankees are 3-0. They're not going to go into the World Series, Brian. I just came.
Faith in your team.
I put faith in it too, man. But I know they're not going to. They're 5 games out of first place right now. So, I
The idea is to get into the playoffs.
well,
Get
they're wild cards. They're wild cards.
That's better. That's better than not being in the playoffs.
That's true. That's
Oh,
true. And they're still in second place, so there's a little hope. But listen, even if they don't, they try.
yeah,
They try. That's
absolutely.
about it. But football is coming back, as you said, and the Minnesota Vikings, that's another team I have to root for to make sure that they get into the Super Bowl. We have to see about that. And we'll see what happens.
Tonight It starts in week 3, and a lot of key players in the NFL being injured and knocked out.
Yeah.
Top players, but yeah, the football season is here, and before you know it, the basketball players they in another week or two they start coming to training camp. So along with the hockey players, so yeah, when one sport comes to an end, another one comes right behind. And
But
the sport is like right in the middle of the mid-season. So that's why sports is all year long, all year.
once you get that, that's right. Once you get that video box, though, and thank you for turning me on to that. There's so much sports, it's hard to keep up with it.
Exactly. It's
It's
like
just hard to keep up with events. And I know there's a lot of women's basketball games I could watch. The
this,
NBA.
yeah.
You know,
Well,
but
the part about having a box like that, you're gonna need a treadmill because if you're gonna sit down all day, all night, and not put no miles or steps into your, you have to work out because you don't want to sit on the couch all day and all night and blow up.
yeah.
It would not be
Just in case anyone that's watching still have their cable and they so inclined to leave the cable, that's where you want to go.
yeah, that's
Is
right.
it's a one-time charge that you can get from Amazon, and once you get that, that's it.
That's it. That's right.
That's it. I don't. It's hard to believe, and it's too good to be true. How long do you think this is going to last?
That's a good question. You just don't know because, technology is funny. Who knows? They might start charging you monthly bills, you know? This is a one shot. I hope everybody don't know about this here because this is a great thing, and you pay one flat fee, you never have to see a cable bill again, but it's gonna come eventually. We can't keep it quiet for forever because we want to make some money and everything.
Yeah. But then again, you don't want to hold it back from everybody because you want to give everybody a chance to economize and things like that. Whatever. So what does it look like tomorrow for you?
Looks not very good at all. I got a very hectic schedule tomorrow, so
okay.
I'm going to send you the stuff. By chance if there's a change, I will give you a call early in the morning. But it looks like that's a no-go. But I might be tuning in, but I won't be able to come on now.
Yeah, okay. Well, we got it covered either way. We'll check it out. Okay, look, thanks for the sports, and we'll catch you next Thursday, I guess, if you're not here tomorrow. Next Thursday.
Yes. Mary, yes. Women plays basketball. Yes, you're right about that. And, have an awesome weekend yourself, and let's enjoy ourselves, and we'll see you next week.
Okay, we'll catch you there. You take care of yourself. Have a good one.
Take care.
All right, that's Brian Camp, ladies and gentlemen. Now he sees you, Mary. He couldn't see you before. Now he sees you. We'll work out things. It's a possibility he didn't scroll down. I think sometimes you maybe have to do that. I'm not sure. I don't know, but he's got it back in action. So I mentioned you because I didn't want him to ignore you and let him know that you were out there because you said hi to him. And whenever you do that, it's great. So I say hi to you too, and welcome to the show. And thank you for being along with us for this Thursday. And this Thursday, of course, you already know, we're here every Thursday at this time. And of course, if you're a different time zone, let's say, for instance, if you're somewhere on the West Coast with 3 hours difference, so, it's going on 6 p.m. in your area, if that's the case. All right. But anyway, we're glad to have you out here on the Talkback Live show. And we're going to be here, as I said, for the full hour. I wasn't going to linger on this. I was going to linger on it for a little while, but I don't want to linger on it too long, ladies and gentlemen. I just want to make it quick because you already know that Stephen Colbert, he's finished, they took his show off the air. So as soon as he finishes out his year, that's going to be the end of his show. And of course, you already know, you heard about it. Jimmy Kimmel, they put him on, they took his show off indefinitely. That doesn't mean it's off permanently. We're going to see how that goes. It may come back again. We don't know. But in the meantime, he's being replaced by Celebrity Family Feud. And so ABC pulled him off. And it's ridiculous. They pulled him off only because, in his comic routine, which every comic does, they go on the air and they make sport about, certain things. And some people just don't like making comments or accepting comments that pertain to them. It's like, where's the free speech? The free speech is going. And I was kind of upset about it because I'm saying, man, if a guy like Jimmy Kimmel, who does this for a living, along with Jimmy Fallon and Steve Colbert and the rest of the comedians, they do this for a living. This is what they do for a living, right? They make fun of everybody. That's their routine. That's what they do. That's how they make their living. And one thing I cannot stand is anyone who infringes on anyone's livelihood. That's his bread and butter. He has to take care of his children, his wife. Not that he's starving. I'm pretty sure he's doing very well. And even if he doesn't do the show on ABC anymore, I'm pretty sure he's going to take that show someplace else. So he's going to be fine. Steve Colbert is going to be fine. And they're going to come after the rest of the comedians who make references and because if we can't say what we have to say, then we lost free speech. And this is what they're trying to do, take away free speech. But something, I've heard people, you got my colleague, Don Lemon. I call him a colleague is because Don Lemon does exactly what I do. So I don't know Don Lemon from Adam, never met him, but I consider him as a colleague because we both do the same thing. And so that's why I call him my colleague in broadcasting. He has a show that you can see live, particularly you can see him right here where we are, YouTube and Facebook and Instagram as well. You can see him. So he has his show. And goes out. He's the man on the street. He goes out on the street and talk to people. And he talked to one lady. I saw one of his tapings. He talked to one lady, and he asked the lady, now that you're knowing that they're trying to take free speech away from us, are you going to curb your attitude? Are you going to curb your way of thinking or your way of speaking out? And she said, no. And I agree with her. You shouldn't have to. Why should you? Why should you? It's America. It's America. The only difference is that this is not the America that we know. This is a different kind of America that has to be fixed, and it will be fixed. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm not a minister or anything like that, and I don't want to infringe on you as far as religious is concerned, because a lot of people are not religious. A lot of people are. But if you believe in the power of prayer, maybe this is the time to do it right now. This is probably the time to do it right now, because we're so much in turmoil here, and it's got to be fixed. Now, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But I believe that this country is going to revert back to where it comes from. The only difference is it's going to take years and years. Now, I may not even see it in my lifetime. The people that behind me, the younger people, it's going to take them to fix things up, right? But I still believe in this country, and I'm not going anywhere. You're not taking me anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. Okay, it's time to go back in time, because on this day in history in 1895, Booker T. Washington delivers his famous Atlanta compromise speech on the Cotton State in the International Exposition in Atlanta, Georgia, suggesting Blacks focus on vocational education and economic advancement over equality. On this day in history in 1899, Scott Joplin created copyright for his what's the name of the song? It's called Maple Leaf Rag. That was this thing that he composed for the most famous ragtime song composed by the U.S. Copyright Office. On this day in history in 1947, a Central Intelligence Agency officially comes into existence after being established by President Truman in July of that year. On this day in history, 1948, Ralph Bunche confirms as acting UN mediator in Palestine. On this day in history, 1951, A Streetcar Named Desire, starring Marlon Brando and Vivian Leigh, premieres at the Warner Theater in New York City. On this day in history, the same year, 1951, The Day the Earth Stood Still science fiction film starring Michael Rennie opens. On this day in history in 1954, KTUL TV, Channel 8 in Tulsa, Oklahoma, ABC station. They began broadcasting for the very first time. On this day in history in 1954, WLOS TV, Channel 13 in Greensville, Spartansburg in South Carolina. It's ABC station as well, broadcast for the first time. On this day in history in 1957, U.S. Western TV drama Wagon Train premieres. On this day in history, 1964, TV sitcom The Addams Family, starring John Astin, Carolyn Jones, Jackie Coogan, and Ted Cassidy, premieres on ABC. It runs for 2 seasons. Back in 1965, Get Smart, starring Don Adams and Barbara Feldon, and Edward Platt debuts on NBC TV. And the same year, TV sitcom I Dream of Jeannie, starring Barbara Eden and Larry Hagman, premieres on NBC. On this day in history, 1968, Funny Girl, starring Barbara Streisand and Omar Sharif, premieres. In 1969, American singer Tiny Tim and Miss Vicky get engaged. I remember that. And I also remember when they got married on the Johnny Carson show. On this day in history, 1975, American publishing heiress turned bank robber Patty Hearst, captured by the FBI in San Francisco, California. Back in 1978, TV sitcom WKRP in Cincinnati debuts on CBS. In 1985, TV spy crime drama The Equalizer, starring Edward Woodward, debuts in the US on CBS. In 1987, film thriller Fatal Attraction, starring Michael Douglas and Glenn Close, is released. In 1998, Rush Hour, starring Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker, was released. On this day in history, in 1905, Eddie Rochester Anderson, who played on the Jack Benny Show, was born on that day in Oakland, California, and he died in 1977. Actress Greta Garbo, born on this day. In 1905 in Stockholm, Sweden, and she died April 15th, 1990. She was 84 years old. She died from pneumonia. In 1920, actor Jack Walden was born in Newark, New Jersey. He died in 2006. In 1933, singer Jimmy Rogers, who recorded that tune Honeycomb. I'm Falling in Love Again. He was born in Camas, Washington, and he died in 2021. And back in 1933, comedian and character actor Fred Willard was born in Cleveland, Ohio. He died in 2020. In 1933, actor Robert Blake, who played Beretta, and also he was one of the original Little Rascal guys, and he also played in Cold Blood. He was born in Nutley, New Jersey, and he died in 2023. In 1940, singer-actor Frankie Avalon, who did the song Venus, oh Venus. He was born in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. He's 85 years old today. Happy birthday, Frankie. Actor James Gandolfini. He was from the series Scorpion. What was the name of it? Scorpion? Did I say Scorpion? The Scorpions. The Scorpions. I don't know. I never really watched the show anyway. Anyway, he was born on this day in 1961. He was born in Westwood, New Jersey. The Sopranos, that's what I was talking about. The Sopranos. Westwood, New Jersey. He died June 19th in 2013 at the age of 51 years old. He died from a heart attack. Back in 1964, actress Holly Robbins Peete from 21 Jump Street was born in Mount Airy, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. She's 61 years old today. Actress Jada Pinkett Smith, the wife of Will Smith, of course, was born September 18th, 1971 in Baltimore, Maryland. She's 54 years old today. Back in 1955, actress singer Debbie Reynolds weds singer Eddie Fisher. They got divorced in 1959. Also that same year, Argentine Marxist revolutionary Che Guevara weds let's see, Peruvian. Well, she was from where? Peruvian. That's what she was born in Peru, so she's Peruvian. She was an economist. Her name is Hilda Gotti. And she was born, she was in Mexico. They got married in Mexico. Okay, 2004, pop singer Britney Spears weds rapper, dancer Kevin Federline in Studio City, California. And back in 1969, actor Rod Taylor divorces model Mary Hillam after 5 years of marriage. In 2023, pop singer Ariana Grande files for divorce from realtor Dalton Gomez after 2 years of marriage. Jimi Hendrix died on this day. In 1970, he was 27 years old. He died from an overdose of drugs, and he was born November 27th, 1942 in Seattle, Washington. In 1997, jump blues singer Jimmy Witherspoon dies at the age of 77. And Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg died on this day in 2020 at the age of 87 years old from pancreatic cancer. And she was born March 15th, 1933 in Brooklyn, New York. And that's what's happening on this day in history. And those of you who may have something going on and know something about what else is going on this day in history, let us know. We would certainly want to know that because we want to pass it along to everyone. Now, those of you who are trying to get in touch with me, I have two ways you can do it. I have an email address and a telephone number, and I would love you to do that. Get in touch with me because it's always a pleasure to interact with all of you guys. We would love to do that. And be proactive and get in touch with us. I'll give you the email address first. The email address is frankallanprod at AOL.com. Prod is P-R-O-D. Allan, by the way, is A-L-L-A-N. Prod is P-R-O-D. That's short for productions. That's frankallanprod at AOL.com. That's frankallanprod at AOL.com. Telephone number is 641-715-3900, extension 467134. That's 641-715-3900, extension 467134. Now, what I want you to do is to make sure that you pass all that information out to your family and friends too, okay? And don't forget, you could contact us for any reason. If you have an event in your neighborhood, in your community that you want to promote, you can do that. Let us know. Give us all that information so we can have it for you, so we can put it out there. If you want to talk about the show, or maybe you have ideas for the show, or maybe you want to critique the show, we highly recommend that, by the way, because we would love to know where you stand with us. We learn from you. All right. Anything at all, or even if you just want to say hi, and that's it, that's okay too. We'd love to hear from you. So keep that information that I just gave you in all of your electronic devices, which is your computer, be it laptop, a desktop, or maybe your telephone, right? Or your tablet, right? And make sure you put them in all of those devices if you have more than one, because just in case one is not available, you have the other, and you can have it at the snap of a finger. Right. So make sure that you have that information there. So I'm going to give you that email address once again. The email address is frankallanprod at AOL.com. That's frankallanprod at AOL.com. Telephone number 641-715-3900, extension 467134. That's 641-715-3900, extension 467134. I believe Mary said goodbye to me tonight, but before she left, she said comedy does this all the time. Comedy does this all the time. And I think she's referring to what I was telling you about Jimmy Kimmel. All right. But it's a lot of things to digest, but we'll get it together. I promise you we will. I want to say hello to you guys who are watching us on Instagram as well. I see you when you come in, but I will not acknowledge you unless, of course, you're saying something. And then, of course, I will say something out of respect. Out of respect, we do that. That's what we do. Everything out of respect. So that's what we're going to do. All right. Next week, of course, we're going to be here. All right. We're going to be here next week. But the following week, Talk Back Live, and we're going to say more about it later. I don't want to talk about too much on it, but the following week on Talk Back Live, we're going to be broadcasting on, I think we're going to be, what's today's date? Today is the 18th, right? So yeah, so we'll be here in the studio next week, but the following week after that on Talk Back Live and the Coffee Hour, we're going to be on location. We'll tell you more about that as it goes along, and we want you to be with us. We may be in a different time zone, but of course, our show will continue as usual on Eastern time zone. So that means we're going to have to follow wherever we are, okay? But that's not until another 2 weeks. But next week, of course, we'll be back here in the studio. Now, I have movies. Now, all of you guys who have great weekends, and you have some of you, I don't know how many people actually have weekends anymore. I mean, at least very few people work, without working a weekend. Maybe some of you you're lucky enough to have the entire weekend off. Some of you have the half weekend. And some of you have bi-weekly weekends off. I don't know. But if you happen to be one of the ones that can enjoy a full weekend, and you just want to lay back and just say, hey, something, I want my time my way. And one of the ways may be catching up on some old movies, movies you haven't seen in a while. Well, let me help you with that because I have some movies that I want to relay to you. They're classic movies, and I go into the vault each week, every week on Turner Classic Movies. And I go around, I go down the line, I take my time because I want to make sure I pull out the ones that I think that are world, you know, worth watching. They're all worth watching. Okay. And I just want to make sure, that I pick the right ones. And they could be classics, they could be black and white classics, and they could be color classic or Technicolor back in those days. But I just want to make sure I just pull out the right ones. But this week, I only have two movies for you. Only have two movies for you this week. Okay. And the first one, we're going to go back to 1955. This is a good movie. This is a real good movie. It's called Blackboard Jungle, 1955. A lot of you weren't even born then, but I remember this movie very well. It's a good movie. And of course, if you weren't born in 1955, you'll have your chance to witness it, starring Glenn Ford, Anne Francis, and Lewis uh, Calhern. Lewis Calhern. And believe it or not, you're going to see in this movie. I just mentioned those three because they're the three are the starring ones in the movies. But guess who's in it? Sidney Poitier is in it. I think Sal Mineo may be in it. And Vic Morrow is in it, and there's a few more. But these are the major characters in the film: Glenn Ford, Anne Francis, and Lewis Calhern. And you could watch it this Saturday on Turner Classic Movies. That's at 6 p.m. Eastern. All of the times I give you is always Eastern. I want to make sure they're Eastern, right? So that this way you can act accordingly. If we're Eastern and you're someplace else, you know your time zone. But it's 6 p.m. Eastern. Then we have The Glass Boat. First you had 1955. Now it's 1966. What is this? The numbers are going. This is 1966, A Glass Boat, starring Doris Day, Rod Taylor, and Arthur Godfrey. Now you may not know, if you're young, you may not know any of these people. And if you're old enough, you remember Arthur Godfrey. He used to have a show on CBS called Arthur. He had a couple of shows. He had Arthur Godfrey in the morning, Monday through Friday, and then he had the Arthur Godfrey Talent Scout, Arthur Godfrey and Friends. He had a few shows. He was a talk show host. Anyway, you can check that out, The Glass House, on Turner Classic Movies, and that's on Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern. And this one is in color. The one, Blackboard Jungle, is in black and white. The Glass House, the Glass Boat, I should say, is in color. Did I say Glass House the whole time? It's Glass Boat, the Glass Boat. And so you can check that out then. Now, here's what I want you to do. I want you to go on Turner Classic Movies and scroll down through the program guide, because there may be other movies. I only have these two for you, but there may be other movies that you may like that may tickle your fancy. And you may want to add them to your bucket list on what to watch this weekend. You can do that. That's why I always send you to Turner Classic Movies, even though I may not pick the ones, maybe just a few. But hey, listen, that's what it's all about. I don't want to be selfish about it. So go there and check it out. Also, if you have cable, you could still go on demand. You'll see all of those free movies that are there. You have the pay-per-view movies as well. You have great classic documentaries and children's programs, sporting events. They're all right there. All the network icons are there. You can see what's happening on the networks. If you, like me, like Lifetime movies, there's the Lifetime icon there, and see what's there for you. I think you'll like it. All you have to do that. So please check that out. It's very important. And I give you that. Okay. So, and then, by the way, too, when you watch these movies, the ones I'm telling you about, if you can't watch them in real time, if you have your cable box, you could record it and watch it at your own convenience. All right. That's the DVR box. Okay. So let me give you these movies once again. This is a black and white movie called Blackboard Jungle with Glenn Ford, Anne Francis, and Lewis Calhern. and that's on Turner Classic Movies. That's Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern. And then you have The Glass Boat with Doris Day, Rod Taylor, and Arthur Godfrey. That's on Turner Classic Movies. That's also at 6 p.m., but only it's on Sunday. So you have Saturday at 6 p.m. and Sunday at 6 p.m. So that shouldn't be hard to remember, right? And they're all right there. And we hope that you do enjoy it. That's going to wrap it up for me, ladies and gentlemen. By the way, keep subscribing to my YouTube channel. Please do that if you haven't done it. I am going to return tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern. I guess I'll be solo tomorrow. Brian Camp is not going to be with me with the latest developments in today's world of sports, but I will be covering for him. And I hope to see you here tomorrow as well, 10 a.m. Eastern, right here. And then you can meet me back here next Friday, right here. And we'll be here at 8 p.m. Eastern for more of Talk Back Live. Brian Camp will be here with the latest developments in today's world of sports, and we will all be looking for you as well. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, have yourself a great day, a great morning, good afternoon, good evening, and a pleasant good night. And we'll see you soon. Take care.
You've been watching Talk Back Live with your host Frank Allan. The producer is Al Dale. Technical assistant Dave Taylor. Research by Sandy Pierce. And I'm your announcer Donna Stenke. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time on Talk Back Live.